Once upon a time, there lived... Come on, follow me! This is the story of a boy named Jack who lived with his mother in a little old shack. They once had a goose who laid gold eggs, which a giant stole. Now they had to beg. Now they had to beg.
We need to buy some food somehow. Jack, we'll have to sell our cow.
I'll do it, Mama. Please don't you worry.
It's a long way to market, so you'd better hurry.
Run, Jack, run.
That's the prettiest cow I've ever seen. I'll buy her for 5 magic beans.
Jack showed Mama when he got back home.
I shouldn't have sent you out alone.
No, no, no. Mama threw the beans right out the door. Now they were poorer than they were before. They went to bed, and what do you know? Those magic beans began to grow. Grow, grow, grow. Out from the ground a beanstalk grew, up to the clouds and then straight through. Mama, look, it's a giant vine. Jack jumped on the stalk and began to climb. Climb, Jack, climb. He climbed higher and higher and higher. He was so excited he never got tired. When he got to the top, he found a road that was paved with solid gold. Gold, gold, gold. I've never seen a castle so tall. He slipped through a hole that was in the wall. This castle isn't cozy or warm or merry. This castle is dark and cold and scary. No, no, no. Just then, from the end of the big, big room came a huge, huge voice. It began to boom.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a boy, by gosh, by gum.
Run, Jack, run. It was the very same giant who stole their goose. Jack wanted to run, but it wasn't any use. He was so afraid he couldn't move his legs till he saw the goose who laid gold eggs. Gold, gold eggs. I'll bring that goose back home, and then my mama will never be poor again. And with that thought, Jack's courage grew. He knew exactly what to do. Go, Jack, go. Lola, quick, come right away. Please come now. Do not delay. Lola magically appeared. Freeze that giant with the big black beard. Go, Lola, go. A mist shot out of Lola's nose, and what do you know? The giant froze. Jack grabbed the goose and ran and ran. I must get home as fast as I can. Run, Jack, run. Down, down, down the stalk went Jack, and at the bottom, whack, whack, whack. Jack chopped the beanstalk till it fell. Mama cried out,
Well, well, well.
well, well, well. They shared the gold with all their friends and never saw that giant again. The house was always filled with laughter, and they all lived happily ever after. That's the end. Help! Don't worry, Dewey. Here I come. Haha, I was just joking. I'm okay, Ollie. Help! Don't worry, Dewey. I'll save you. Haha, fooled you.
Dewey, come over here, and I'll tell you a little story. It's about a little shepherd boy named Bob. And he was just about your age, Dewey. There was a little boy who watched the sheep.
Uh-huh.
There was a little boy who watched the sheep.
Uh-huh.
The little boy,
My name is Bob.
guarding the flock was his job, so the wolf wouldn't rob the farmer's sheep.
Uh-huh.
He thought it would be fun to play a trick.
Ha-ha.
He thought it would be fun to play a trick.
Ha-ha.
He thought it would be fun to fool everyone and make the farmer run just for a trick.
Ha ha!
He shouted down the hill,
There's a wolf, come quick!
he shouted down the hill.
There's a wolf, come quick!
But when the farmer came, he could see it was a game. It was very plain to see there was no wolf.
No wolf!
Little boy, don't you play that trick again.
Yes, sir!
Little boy, don't you play that trick again.
Yes, sir!
Because if you tell a lie, I won't believe you by and by. So never cry wolf again.
No, sir!
But later on the boy did it again.
Wolf, wolf!
Later on the boy did it again.
Wolf, wolf!
But when the farmer came, he could see it was the same. It was very plain there was no wolf.
No wolf!
Little boy, don't you play that trick again.
Yes, sir!
Little boy, don't you play that trick again.
Yes, sir!
It's not very nice to have to tell you twice. So never, never cry wolf again.
No, sir!
But then a real wolf came along.
Oh, no!
But then a real wolf came along.
Oh, no!
The wolf began to creep in among the little sheep, and the boy began to weep.
It's a wolf! Oh, no!
He shouted down the hill.
There's a wolf! Come quick!
He shouted down the hill.
There's a wolf! Come quick!
But the farmer never came because he thought it was a game, and that sure was a shame.
But it's a wolf! Oh, no!
The wolf took all the farmer's sheep away.
Bye-bye!
The wolf took all the farmer's sheep away.
Bye-bye!
Every lamb and every ewe, there was nothing Bob could do. The wolf took all the farmer's sheep away.
Toodaloo! I'm sorry, Mr. Farmer, I was wrong.
Good boy.
I'm sorry, Mr. Farmer, I was wrong.
Good boy.
I promise I will try to never tell a lie.
And he never ever told a lie again.
The end! I'm sorry, Holly and Ollie. I won't ever try to trick you again.
What do you think the kids are up to?
I'm not sure, but they sure are excited.
They said to be in the living room at 3 o'clock.
It's almost time. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and enjoy our presentation of a famous old story. The tortoise, hello, and the hare, hello. Ready, Ollie? Ready. Ready, Holly? Ready. Ready, Dewey? Ready. Let's go! One day a rude hare, feeling boastful and proud, said to the tortoise in a voice very loud, "You are enormous and heavy and slow. You crawl and you waddle wherever you go." The tortoise said, "Hare, that might be quite true. I'm slow, but I think I'm more steady than you." "Who needs to be steady?" Hare said with a giggle, and his whiskers did twitch and his cotton tail wiggled. The hare and the tortoise stood face to face. "Let's settle the question by running a race." "You've got to be kidding." Ready, set, go! The tortoise stood still, but the hare ran like lightning right over the hill. He ran and he ran without breaking a sweat. "I'll beat that old tortoise by hours, I bet." Meanwhile, the tortoise moved steady and slow, because that was exactly how fast she could go. That tortoise was stubborn, that tortoise was tough. I'll never give up." The hare found a carrot patch by a cool lake. "I guess it won't hurt if I take a short break." He plucked out a carrot to munch by the shore. When things are hard and the going gets tough, don't ever, no never, don't ever give up. Mom, can you read me a story?
Are you sure, Dewey? You look very sleepy to me.
No, I'm not. I'm just resting my eyes.
Well, all right then. How about this one, Dewey? Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes, please.
Little Red Riding Hood phoned her granny, phoned her granny, phoned her granny. Granny said, I don't feel well. Would you please come today? Little Red went right away, right away, right away. Down the forest path she went, but then she met a wolf.
Little girl, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do?
I'm sorry, Wolf. I cannot stop. I'm gonna go see my granny.
Little Red Riding Hood ran away, ran away, ran away. But that wolf knew a shorter way to get to Granny's faster. The wolf put Granny under the bed, under the bed, under the bed.
Don't say a word!
That bad wolf said, and he put on Granny's nightie. Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door, on the door, on the door.
Can I come in, Granny?
Come in, my dear, and don't forget that basket.
My, what great big ears you have. Ears you have, ears you have. Granny, what great big ears you have.
The better to hear you with.
He said,
My, what great big eyes you have. Eyes you have, eyes you have. Granny, what great big eyes you have.
The better to see you with.
he said,
My, what great big teeth you have. Teeth you have, teeth you have. Granny, what great big teeth you have.
The better to eat you with.
he said. Up he jumped and she jumped back. She jumped back, she jumped back. Up he jumped and she jumped back and hid behind the table. Then out popped Granny and she was mad. She was mad, she was mad. She chased him with a broom she had. She chased him around the room. Out you go, wolf, shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Out you go, wolf, shoo, shoo, shoo. And don't you ever come back. I feel much better, Granny said. Granny said, Granny said, I feel much better.
So do I.
And now let's have a picnic. The wolf was never seen again, seen again, seen again. And that is how the story ends. Now go to sleep, my Dewey. Mwah. Good night, Dewey.
On a mountain live together, together, together. On a mountain live together three Billy Goats, Gruff, Billy the little, and Billy the middle,
And Billy the biggest.
three Billy Goats, Gruff. By the mountain was a river, a river, a river. By the mountain was a river which they wanted to cross.
Who wants to go first?
I want to go first. Can I go first? Said little Billy Goat, Gruff. Yay! trotted to the river, the river, the river. He trotted to the river and he jumped on the bridge. Clippity, cloppity, hippity, hoppity. But then he was stopped by a big bad troll.
Who's clippity-clopping and hippity-hopping? Who's clip-clopping all over my bridge?
I'm Billy the little goat Gruff.
Before I get thinner, I'll eat you for dinner.
Would this be the end for the little goat Gruff? Oh, please, Mr. Troll. I'm just Billy the little goat Gruff. Why don't you wait for my older brother? He's much bigger and tastier than I am, and fatter too.
Yum! Be off with you and hurry up. I'll wait for Billy the middle goat Gruff.
Billy the middle, the middle, the middle went down to the river and he jumped on the bridge. Clippity, cloppity, hippity, hoppity. But then he was stopped by a big bad troll.
Who's clippity-clopping and hippity-hopping? Who's clip-clopping all over my bridge?
I'm Billy the middle goat Gruff.
Before I get thinner, I'll eat you for dinner.
Would this be the end for the middle goat Gruff? Oh, please, Mr. Troll. I'm just Billy the middle goat Gruff. Why don't you wait for my older brother? He's much bigger and tastier than I am, and fatter too.
Yum! Be off with you and hurry up. I'll wait for Billy the biggest goat Gruff.
Billy, the biggest, the biggest, the biggest, went down to the river and he jumped on the bridge.
Clippity, cloppity, hippity, hoppity.
But then he was stopped by a big bad troll.
Who's clippity-clopping and hippity-hopping? Who's clip-clopping all over my bridge? I'm Billy the biggie goat Gruff. Before I get thinner, I'll eat you for dinner.
Would this be the end for the biggest goat Gruff?
I don't think so, Mr. Troll.
Billy, the biggest, backed up. He put his head down and charged at the troll. He sent the troll sailing, flapping, and flailing. The troll, he went sailing right over the moon. Happily ever after, happily ever after lived the Billy goats Gruff. Billy the little, and Billy the middle,
And Billy the biggest.
3 Billy goats Gruff.
Ollie, could you dry the dishes for me?
Sorry, Mom, I'm going out to play. Ollie, could you help us out here? Sorry, guys, but I'm on my way to the park.
Ollie, can you help me here with the leaves?
Sorry, Dad, but I'm going to play with friends.
One moment, my little grasshopper.
Grasshopper?
Ollie, let me tell you a little story. The ants went planting in the month of May, working hard in the sun all day. A little ant asked the grasshopper,
Can you help?
The grasshopper said,
No, not today.
The ants went weeding in the month of June. Every morning and afternoon, a little ant asked the grasshopper,
Can you help?
The grasshopper said,
First I'll fiddle a tune.
The ants went digging in the month of July. When it was wet and when it was dry, a little ant asked the grasshopper,
Can you help?
The grasshopper said,
Sorry, I must fly.
August was busy for the ants. They had no time to to play or dance? Little ant asked the grasshopper.
Can you help?
The grasshopper said,
No, not a chance.
In September the ants cut hay, working hard the livelong day. Little ant asked the grasshopper.
Can you help?
the grasshopper said.
What? Me? No way.
In October it was time to pick.
A storm is coming! Quick, quick, quick!
A little ant asked the grasshopper.
Can you help?
The grasshopper said.
Maybe in a little bit.
In November they worked all day, storing all the veggies away. A little ant asked the grasshopper.
Can you help?
The grasshopper said.
I'd rather play.
In December the work was done. The ants had parties and lots of fun. The grasshopper asked,
Can I come in?
The ants weren't sure. They all said,
We asked for help the whole year long, but you just played and fiddled your
a
song.
little ant asked the grasshopper.
What's that, right?
The grasshopper said.
No, that was wrong. Will you help us work next year? Yes, I promise. Don't you
A
fear.
little ant asked the grasshopper.
Please come in and play us a tune on your mandolin. That was a good story, Mom. Thanks. I promise I'll be a better grasshopper next time. Once a long, long time ago, a shoemaker was filled with woe. He was very, very poor. Nobody came to his shop's door.
My dear, I don't know what we'll do. It's been so long since I sold a shoe. You see that leather over there? It's just enough to make one pair.
The shoemaker sat and held his head.
Come along, dear, let's go to bed.
But while the shoemaker did sleep, into his shop 2 elves did creep. The magic scissors went cut, cut, cut. The magic hammers went tap, tap, tap. The magic needles went sew, 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 while the shoemaker slept in his old nightcap.
Look, my dear, is this a dream? These are the finest shoes I've seen.
Put them in the window, let's see if they sell.
Along came a rich man.
Well, 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 will you accept 10 pieces of gold?
The shoemaker smiled and shouted,
Sold!
Let's buy more leather and buy more thread and see what happens when we go to bed.
While the shoemaker did sleep, back into his shop the elves did creep. The magic scissors went cut, cut, cut. The magic hammers went tap, tap, tap. The magic needles went sew, 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 while the shoemaker slept in his old nightcap. In the morning they couldn't believe their eyes. There were pears in every size.
Put them in the window, let's see if they sell.
And yes, they did sell very well.
Let's buy more leather and buy more thread and see see what happens when we go to bed.
But who do you think is making these shoes?
I have an idea. What we'll do tonight, we'll just pretend to sleep, then we'll sneak downstairs and take a peep.
And when the night was very black, sure enough, the elves came back. The magic scissors went cut, cut, cut. The magic hammers went tap, tap, tap. The magic needles went so, 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 while the shoemaker slept in his old nightcap.
Oh dear me, oh bless their souls. These poor elves' clothes were full of holes.
I know just the thing to do. We'll make them clothes, just me and you. Let's buy some cloth, buy some thread,
And cakes.
and cheese,
And butter.
and bread.
And all day long they sewed and made the elves some pretty clothes.
Tonight we'll just pretend to sleep, then we'll sneak downstairs and take a peep.
And when the night was very black, sure enough, the elves came back. The elves could not believe their eyes. The clothes were just the perfect size. They piled the food upon their plates and ate and ate and ate and ate. Hooray! Hooray! The elves did cheer, and suddenly they disappeared. They never saw the elves again.
I miss our little happy friends.
My shoes are famous in this town. The people come from miles around. We'd still be poor, there is no doubt, if those good elves didn't help us out.
And still some nights, or so it seems, in the shoemaker's happy dreams. The magic scissors went cut, cut, cut. The magic hammers went tap, tap, tap. The magic needles went so, 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 while the shoemaker sleeps in his old nightcap.
Alice in Wonderland, such a fun story to play. Alice in Wonderland, let's have a fun adventure today. Alice was a girl who loved to dream. She sat and read her book by a river stream. Then she saw a rabbit, white and quick. She laughed at the sight and ran after it.
I'm late for a very important date. I really must go down this rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole, Alice fell to the floor, into a room full of doors. On a table, she found a key, unlocked a little door, and took a peek.
Oh my, so nice. There's a garden in there, but I'm too big to fit. It's really not fair.
Alice found a bottle that said, "Drink me." So she took a sip and turned tiny. She shrunk down to size and fit through the door. Now she could find adventures galore.
There's a caterpillar on that big mushroom. I wonder if he's nice or if he's rude.
Hello, little Alice, you're here at last. I'm a wise caterpillar, let's have a chat. You're really quite pretty and very smart, but stay away from the Queen of Hearts.
Stay away from the queen? I can do that. Hey, look, there's a big old smiling cat. Hello, little Alice. How do you do? There's something I really must tell you.
Everyone here is
Crazy and mad. That means you too. Now don't be sad. I really don't think that I am mad. Who's that over there with the big tall hat?
was by the riverside. She shook her head, looked at the stream.
I just had the strangest dream. Was that all just a dream?
Alice in Wonderland, such a fun story to play. Alice in Wonderland, let's have a fun adventure today.
Vroom, vroom! I'm going faster than you!
Sure, baby brother.
Not fair! I can never go fast enough! Aw, that's okay, little guy. Have you ever heard the story of the tortoise and the hare? No. I think you might like it. There was a hare. He ran so fast. He ran around the town quick as a rocket blast. No one could beat him. No, no, no. Quick as a bunny, he'd go, go, go. There was a tortoise. He was so slow. He could barely even make it cross the road. The hare laughed at him.
Ha ha ha! You're so slow! Ha ha ha!
Let's have a race, me and you. Let's see who can win. The hare thought about it and laughed again.
Well, well, well! You're on, my friend!
The race, the race, the race is on. Who's gonna win today? The race, the race, the race is on. Who's gonna win the race?
So they lined up on the track, and the hare took off oh so fast. The tortoise barely moved, he took it slow. His friends all yelled, "Go, go, go!" The hare had run so far ahead, there was no way the tortoise could win. The hare started laughing.
I passed the test! I'm gonna win 'cause I'm the best!
The tortoise jogged along and sang his running song.
Ooh, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race.
The hare was
Okay, twins, it's story time. How about the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears?
Yay!
Once upon a time, in a house in the forest, there lived 3 bears who loved their porridge. They ate it every morning and every night. Papa's was hot, Mama's was cold, Baby's just right.
I'm Papa Bear. I'm big and proud. I'm Mama Bear. I could roar so loud.
I'm Baby Bear. This is my chair.
And we're the 3 bears.
The 3 bears decided to go get some honey to put on their porridge. So off they went into the woods.
Right across the woods lived a little girl with golden hair and lots of curls. Everybody called her Goldilocks. Off she goes.
Off I go.
Into the woods.
Oh, look, I found a little house. I'll knock, knock on the door. No one's home. Well, that's okay.
And in she went. Anyway.
Little did Goldilocks know she had just entered the house of the 3 bears.
Wow, look over there, a table of food. Great, 'cause I am in the mood for a big bowl of porridge just for me. Hey, there's 1. Wait, there's 2. No, look, there's 3.
Papa Bear's porridge.
That's too hot.
Mama Bear's porridge.
That's too cold.
Baby Bear's porridge.
Just right.
After Goldilocks had eaten her fill of porridge, she was feeling full and wanted to rest her feet. Papa Bear's chair looked
Much too hard.
Mama Bear's chair looked
Much too soft.
Baby Bear's chair was the final one.
Let's see. Oh, wowee! This one's just right.
But Goldie was too heavy for Baby Bear's chair, and so it broke!
Oops.
Now she was feeling really sleepy, so decided to go upstairs to lay down her golden head.
Papa Bear's bed looked
Much too hard.
Mama Bear's bed looked
Much too soft.
Baby Bear's bed was the final one.
Let's see. Oh, wowee! This one's just right.
Just as Goldie fell asleep, the 3 bears returned home to discover they were not alone.
Someone's been eating Papa Bear's porridge.
Someone's been eating Mama Bear's porridge. Someone's been eating babies too. Let's see. Oh, dearie me. They ate it all up.
Someone's been sitting in Papa Bear's chair.
Someone's been sitting in Mama Bear's chair. Someone's been sitting in babies too. And it's broken.
The bears were not very happy at all. They went upstairs to find the intruder.
Someone's been sleeping in Papa Bear's bed.
Someone's been sleeping in Mama Bear's bed. Someone's been sleeping in babies too. Let's see. Oh, dearie me. There she is.
Who are you?
I'm Goldilocks. And who are you? We're the 3 bears. You ate my porridge. You broke
realized she wasn't a welcome guest, and the three bears chased her right out of their house.
She ran all the way home and never returned. A very good lesson she had learned. Again the bears' home was filled with laughter, and they lived happily ever after. The end.